All right. Uh, Back for round number 2 now. Looks like we lost the die roll. Sure did. We lost it with a 1. We lost it to a roll of 2. So unlucky. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Got an entomb and a bunch of discard. Seems good. We can entomb for looting if we need to. We'll need another land for that to be good. But we're going to start with Unmask. And see what we're playing against. See how bad things are going to be for us. If they're playing a Chalice on turn 1, we'll just discard Gristlebrand, I guess. Or we could play a land. Yeah, I think we would. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Uh-oh. It is that. It's that. It's the Chalice decks. And it's a Chalice. Maybe we'll just draw an Exhume off the top. Make things easy on us. Or maybe he doesn't have Chalice. It feels like he's playing Chalice. He's like tapping the manas. The 2 manas. Maybe he'll pitch. Okay, even better. That's better for us. I'd love a looting. But I'd like to unmask him, but I'd also like to get Gristlebrand into the graveyard, but I guess we have Entomb if we need to, as well as Therapy. So I'm going to start by unmasking him. Which of these is the scariest? They're both pretty scary. I guess we could get rid of the Simian Spirit Guide, and that buys us time. I think that's the best call. And we'll play this out and just pass for now. Because we're not sure what... Just, okay, so we've got 2 mana now. Can't really entomb, because we might need to therapy him or ourselves. I guess we wouldn't need to therapy ourselves. Oh boy, hopefully we draw a reanimate spell soon. There's one. Okay, entomb, reanimate, plus draw, puts us at 3. You can't really deal 3 to us. Then we can like therapy something. Or unmask something. He can deal 3 if he has more mana, but he doesn't have more mana. Okay. We need a black source of mana. We do have 3 swamps in our deck. There's one. Perfect. 1. I guess we don't need to put the Gristlebrand in the graveyard. Save it for unmask. At the beginning of your upkeep. So we definitely, that's the scarier card. We were gonna take the Sin Prodder. Well, I haven't played against this deck in so long that, I mean, this new sideboard isn't like particularly good against them, but we have Iona and 4 Wear Tears. This is good. Like, Grave Titan's okay, but not really. I think we need this. And yeah, Lake of the Dead's not particularly good because of Blood Moon. Pithing Needle. And I'll cut 1 reanimate just because of the Chalice thing, and cut a couple of these. I think in this matchup we actually want the Chancellors. Cut the Ashen Rider. Use Tidespout for that. We'll cut 1 Chancellor. And I guess therapy is not particularly good. And 50 needles, for Chandra or Fairy Macabre, which is nice, but it's 1 mana, which is not great, but it's probably better than therapy as far as answering their stuff. Therapy is only really good against good to target ourselves with. This hand's good if they're playing Fairy Macabre and not Leyline of the Void, which I think they usually do, so we'll keep it. Now, if they have turn 1 Chalice, we're in a bit of trouble. But if they don't, then they're in a bit of trouble. Blood Moon also is quite good against us here. And Trinsphere. There's lots of things that they can do early on that are good against us. But we'll see which one he's got. Hopefully it's just a Blood Moon at worst. Or Pass at best. Chalice. Chalice is very good. Okay. That's a pretty good draw. But do I want to unmask myself or unmask them? I think I'm going to unmask him and get rid of the animate dead, even though the life total matters, but the reason for that is because then if I draw a land, I can get rid of this with this. And then the following turn I can go Entomb Reanimate in the same turn. I think that's a good reason to... Although, no. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. The other thing is he could have a creature and I could animate it next turn, but I'm just going to get rid of the animate because of this. I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm probably like taking our Fairy Macabre out of his hand here. Oh, two Fairy Macabres. Okay. Alright, we'll get rid of the Trinisphere then. And hope to draw a needle. We have to answer this first anyway, so... Land? No. I wouldn't mind putting Tidespout in the graveyard. If, like, we have to draw... If we just can't draw a land anytime soon. It's, like, not the end of the world putting... If he plays, like, a Rabble Master, we're pretty dead. Now if we draw a land, I'm not sure. I think if we draw a land, we're still playing it. Playing the land because of the lootings. Killing this and then looting the next turn. Hoping to force him to use at least one of his Fairy Macabres and then finding an answer to the other one. Alright, we're not drawing a land, but we have another answer to an artifact. If we draw a petal, that's... well, he drew an Ancient Tomb, so he's probably going to play something now. Yeah, it's going to be hard for us to beat. That would be even harder for us to beat, so luckily that's gone. Land? Alright, I'm going to scoop it up. We're not going to be able to get through the 2 fairies and the Chandra in time. If we drew a land there, we could loot and stuff, but it's just too many turns now. He's going to be able to ultimate that before we're able to do it. Alright, well, we're on the draw, which is great news, because then we can cast our stuff. Alright, so we don't really need these, because we're on the... I mean, we're on the play. And we know he's playing Fairy Macabre, so we bring those. I think that pretty much covers everything we need. I think actually we want all 4 reanimates. Because of mana constrictions. Like as you saw last game, if we could fire this off, it's like still 2 more turns before we're really doing anything. Actually, I like the upgrade. I guess we can cut the Exhume. Exhume's pretty good, but Animate that's good enough. Well, okay. This hand's pretty good. It needs land. We're gonna loot first, even though he could have Fairy Macabre, but that's... If he goes turn 1 Chalice, we're in trouble if we don't have land. So we need land more than we need... more than we need to blindly name Fairy Macabre, because we don't just have it anyway. If we already had it next turn, or if we knew he didn't have Chalice, or if we had the second land, we would just... Well, now he's mulliganing a lot, so maybe we... Maybe we can slow down, because it's unlikely he'll have Fairy plus Chalice, but then who knows which one he'll actually have. I think we need to look for a land. We can beat Fairies. We can beat it because we'll be able to therapy it before we Exhume, so we'll have to use it ahead of time. See if he keeps on top. He's down to 4 cards. If we lose to a 4-card mulligan, that would be unfortunate. Puts the card on top. Let's see. So I'm just gonna loot here. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're not going to therapy because if he does have like a turn 1 Blood Moon, we're gonna need that black source. And we're fine against Chalice. If he has Fairy Macabre, he can take our Faithless looting as well as a Crystal Brand, which is annoying. Okay, that means I'm going to... I could loot. I'm gonna therapy. I'll name... Well, okay, he doesn't have Fairy Macabre. I will name Chalice the Void. No, I will name Scab Clan Berserker. I'm not too worried about the artifacts and stuff. Chalice. Okay. So... let's hope he doesn't have a Soul Land. Or draw a Fairy Macabre. If he just plays Chalice, that's fine. These other cards we can beat pretty easily. Next turn, okay. Right, so let's hope he doesn't draw a Fairy Macabre, and let's hope we find a Reanimate spell off of our Dark Ritual. And looting. Or Exhume would just be the best. I think we got rid of one, but Exhume would be great because it plays around Fairy Macabre. Alright, we need just a basic here. And I think he would have had to draw Fairy that turn. He didn't draw a land though, but it could have been anything. It feels like he might have a Fairy. Like he's thinking about doing it there. Now it feels like he have sixth. I'm going to use this opportunity to name Chalice the Void. He would have Fairied there, but now we... There's the Scab Clan Berserker. He's not going to be able to cast that next turn, though. Alright, So now if he draws a fairy, we're fine. But we can't entomb for the Iona first, because then we're not fine if he drew Iona. I mean, Fairy Macabre. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we know his hand except for 1. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely going to play around Fairy here. If he fairies our Griselbrand, then we will get Iona, because he can't beat Iona. Dot, dot, dot. What are we doing? Targeting with Fairy? Or just, he did draw the Fairy. Lucky me. So we just get Iona here. He can't actually beat Iona. And we'll eventually get a Griselbrand as well. Yeah. So even if he plays out all of his artifacts and stuff, like we have answers to all of them. He can't kill us. We'll eventually be able to win. And like they can't play Karakas in this deck because of their Blood Moons. So they literally can't beat Iona. I mean, they can beat the card Iona, possibly. If you have fewer cards in your deck, they can just play Ensnaring Bridge, but my deck has ways to beat all of that, so. This guy's playing pretty slowly, considering the red card he puts under Chrome Mox, I'm pretty sure doesn't matter. I mean, there's always the possibility that they have something that have never seen before, such as a Karakas in their Blood Moon deck. That's always a possibility. But it's... I mean, otherwise he's just never playing the red cards. So you could put any of them under there. I wonder if he'll concede to the therapy. Yep. 2 more attacks. Well, 3. He has a blocker. So he has to draw Ensnaring Bridge this turn. If not, we will see you for round number 3. All right.